All right. Hi, ladies. Welcome. My name is Kristin Pokrass. I am a Sapphire National Executive Director with Color Street. So happy to see you guys here today. So today we're going to talk about opportunity Zoom calls. And it's important that I said Zoom because I think if you're going to do this call, one of the biggest selling points about it, or one of the things that helps me the most, is the fact that I can share my screen with these ladies that are considering the opportunity. So I think it's really important that we do them over Zoom. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on it. I'm going to walk you through pretty much everything that I do on the call. I'm not going to give you, the exact info that I'm giving them. That's something that, you guys can come up with on your own, but we'll talk about everything. I'll show you my screen. I'll show you what the event looks like that I set up, and we'll go from there. So as I mentioned, I have everybody on mute. If you have any questions as we're going, please just put them in the chat box, and then at the end, I will open it up for questions, okay? So the first thing that we do in order to set up this opportunity Zoom call is to set up an event on Facebook. And what I do is I set up that event through my VIP group. But really important, I do not invite everybody from my VIP group, at least not initially. The thing that I think is really special about these calls is that I am targeting the people that I'm most interested in joining my team at any given time. So you should always have people in your funnel, right? People that you are talking to about this opportunity. And those are the ones that you want to focus on first to get on this call. So I set up the event, and then I do not hit that little button that says invite all members of my group. Okay, I then go and I just hit invite, and I invite the people that I really want on the call. Okay, after I've done that, then I open it up to the rest of my group. Okay, I try to make it seem very exclusive. I say, this call is limited to the first 6 people that hop on, or 8 people, or 6 people that RSVP as going, or 8 people, whatever you decide. I usually start at 6. Of course, I always let a few more people on because not everybody's going to show up, but you want people to feel that sense of exclusivity, and also they feel really excited in the beginning when you are inviting them specifically, okay? So after I've done that, after I've hit that invite button, I'm also copying the the event link, and I am messaging it to those people as well, because I want to make sure they see it, all right? And it's just like, hey, Sally, I've got this opportunity call on Sunday night. I'd love for you to join. I'm going to show you all the amazing things that come along with being a Color Street stylist, okay? After I've done that, then I will post the link in my group and talk about, this is open to the first 6 people that apply, that RSVP is going, who wants to hop on this call, okay? So, but before I get too much into that, well, I've already kind of gotten into that. I want to show it to you. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to show you sort of what that event looks like, all right? So let me see here. I'm going to move this bar so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So here, someone give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, great. So this is what the event looks like, okay? And of course, you make it your own. Do what you want with it. But this is what the most recent one I did looks like. So this is the cover photo. I got this from the Dropbox, the Stylist assets. That is a graphic that is there through your virtual office, and it says, join me. I schedule them for an hour. I usually do them in the evenings. And I personally do them at the beginning of the month because I want to lock these people in at the beginning of the month, right? And I know that some of us even do them a couple times a month, which I think is amazing. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I plan to. So you can see I set it for the August 2nd, right? And then here's just like a little blurb about what is going, my message to my guests, right? Like, hey, you've ordered so much from me. Did you know that for $129, you can be your own boss? Blah, 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 blah. I will get this information to you guys so that you can modify and make it your own. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go through this with you now. So let's start at the beginning. As we know, everything from when you first post is down at the bottom. So one of my first posts is something about, the different types of stylists. You can see here I've said, open to potential stylists, because I have quite a few stylists in my VIP group that were trying to join this call. I don't let any of my stylists join this call, all right? This is just for potential stylists, okay? So I'm showing them, basically what I'm trying to get at is for about a week leading up to the event, or however far in advance you decide to do it. I post them about a week before I'm actually going to have the call. every day or every couple days, I am posting something in this event, talking to them about being a stylist. Okay, so they're kind of, getting pumped up for the call. So I talk about like, wow, did you see what we've done in 2019? Then maybe, the next day I'm posting the video about Mr. Park and how he got started. Another day I'm posting about the comp plan, the host benefits, the jumpstart, all the kinds of things that you would want to be sharing with a potential stylist, right? I did some stuff about the media nods that we've gotten. Okay, and then I talk about here in this post, again, I'm going to make sure this is shareable for all of you to look at. I talked about some of the pushbacks that I hear people have all the time in this business, okay? So again, I will share that with you. I post my video on becoming a stylist. Really what I want to accomplish is that I want people to get the basics out of the way before they get on my call, okay? I don't want to spend my time going over how much the starter kit costs and what do you get in it and, what's the commission plan. I want to spend my opportunity call with them talking about the details. So I've already emailed them information about the business and they're seeing it all here. Then I do this post where I tell them, if you have any questions, post them here. I post this usually the day before I'm going to do the call so that I know what questions are they coming in with that I can address, okay? And then the last post I do is the link to the Zoom itself and then a little see you soon. So that is just a quick sort of overview of what the event looks like. I'm going to take this off share screen because I can't actually see the chat when I'm doing that. So I don't know if there's any questions. Okay, no questions so far. All right, so that's sort of the buildup. That is the event. And I guess I should have kind of given you guys a little backstory too. I started doing these events, these calls, whatever you want to call them. What are we in? We're in August. So my first one was in July. I believe I had 6 people on the call and 4 out of the 6 joined. I did one again in August for, again, I think 5 people and 3 out of the 5 joined, okay? I know a lot of women on our team have started doing these and all I hear are success stories. So really take this seriously, you guys. This is a really great way to enroll. And I think the beauty of it is that people are getting to see things that they don't normally see. When you're just emailing them a bunch of information, it's great, but what these calls allow you to do when you share your screen, and I'm going to tell you everything I'm doing on the call, is they get a chance to really see what it's like to be a stylist. You're getting to show them the virtual office. You're getting to show them the Facebook groups that we're in, all of the support, all of the stuff that they're going to be getting, okay? All right, I have a couple questions in the chat before I move on. When you have finished, I have 3, okay. Can you talk a bit about the follow-up you do? Yeah, Heather, I'll get to the follow-up after, absolutely. So let's get to the meat of the call, all right? So that's the buildup. You now, I post the Zoom link in the event. I also message it to or text, however you're in communication with your people. I'm messaging them the Zoom link. I'm telling them I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight. Everything you can do to make sure they're going to get on that call, right? Okay. So once you're on the call, what are you going to talk about? Okay. What are you telling them? So I have notes here. I will post these for you guys too in the Dream Street team. I believe I already have them in the Glitterati, which is my stylist team. But what are you going to talk about? All right. So I start the call by talking about my story, right? How I got started, where I'm at, sort of the evolution of the business, and my why. Okay. That's the first thing that I start with. And then I get into, very briefly, like I said, just the sort of nuts and bolts of the company, or the business, I should say, because I've already sent them all this information. So I talk about jump starts, how that works, the kit, what comes in the kit, the price of the kit, the ongoing fee, how you get, personal discount on your nails. I briefly go over the comp plan, no nitty gritty. You do not want to spend all this time getting into the nitty gritty of the comp plan. You're going to lose people, okay? I talk about any company incentives that are going on. I mentioned the app and the training. And that's pretty much sort of the first set of things that I talk about that are really business related, okay? And then I'll stop and I'll see if anybody has any questions at that point. I really do try to make those Zooms a little more conversational. So I leave people off mute unless it is too distracting, if there's too much background noise. But I want people to be chiming in and asking me questions, okay? Okay, then what I get into is common concerns that we hear people have, like reasons that they're not going to join. I try to just nip those in the bud before they even become an issue. So what are some of the common concerns that we hear? I'm too busy, right? So the way that I combat that, couple things. I talk about the fact that, you know, usually the busiest people I know are the most productive because they get really good at time management. They know how to work this in. If it's something that they really want to do, they will make sure it works. But again, why I think this call is really cool is because if they say I'm too busy, what you can do is you can share your screen and show them how on Facebook they can schedule their posts, right? That is a huge time saver for people. So a lot of people who have not been in direct sales or done a lot, are not very social media savvy, they don't know that they can schedule a post in a group. They've never had a group of their own. They don't know what that means. They don't know how, like, oh, that's too hard. No, it's not. It's really easy, right? So you're showing them exactly how to do it. You're then showing them all of the amazing groups that we're in, so they don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, look at this graphics group. Look at all of these graphics. You think I'm making all the graphics you see in my group? No, right? I'm getting them from here. So that's a huge time save. Oh, I don't know how to run a party and I don't have time for that. Again, you can schedule the posts. Look at this party thread, you know, in the graphics group. There's all the posts that you need, right? When they see it in front of them, it really hits home that, okay, I don't have to start from scratch. I don't have to make every single graphic. I don't even have to make up a total party script from scratch because we have mock ones out there. You know, I'm showing them all of the resources that we have. And I'm doing that again by sharing my screen, really showing them, not just telling them. Okay, so that's just part of the whole I'm too busy thing, right? The other things that I hear people say is, you know, I'm not going to sell enough, right? Well, I talked to them about how, okay, I'm kind of getting off topic here because now I'm telling you what I'm telling people and not focusing so much on the Zoom call. I don't want to do that too much, but I just want to kind of lay the foundation for you guys. So, you know, if people are talking about that, the fact that they're not going to be able to sell enough, you know, I explained to them that most people are doing the buy three, get one free, right? So on average, you're talking like $35 an order. That adds up really quickly, right, to 300. If you do even one party a month, most parties are going to at least hit 150. They're going to qualify, right? So there's half your BQ just with one party. So I really break it down because people think like, oh, but it's only $11 a strip. Like, how am I going to get to 300? And people are just buying $11 strips. No, that's not the way it works. I mean, it's pretty rare, I think, that most of us get someone just buying, you know, one or two strips. Usually they're going to do the buy three, get one free. So it adds up quickly. Okay, then people talk about how they're not good online, they're not good on Facebook. Again, that goes back to me showing them how easy it is to schedule things, showing them all of the amazing trainings that we have, and sort of alleviating that fear that they're not going to be able to know how to do it because we have such an amazing support system built in. And then I show them to the official Color Street group and all of the connect the dots that are happening every single day, right? All the messages from the home office that we're getting that keep us aware of everything that's going on. I talk to them about the app. I show it to them kind of on my phone really quickly, just so they can kind of see the app and the trainings and all of that stuff that's in there. What else? Back to another common concern. People talk, oh, is it a saturated market? I see all these people that are selling it. I don't, you know, am I just going to be another person who's selling it? Well, I'm able to give them my personal examples of, I've got a bunch of women in my neighborhood, in my community that are selling and, you know, they're still doing incredible. People think in their minds that their customers are just going to be their family and friends, or that, you know, my family and friends aren't going to want to buy it, or they're definitely not going to want to sign up, right? Well, I explained to them that, you know, I've got over 2,200 women on my team. I knew maybe 2 of them before even doing Color Street. Now, I know that example doesn't work for everybody, but the point is, your customers will surprise you, and that's what they need to understand. By doing Facebook parties, I mean, that's my bread and butter. I expand my network tremendously, right? You're hitting customers all over the country, potential stylists all over the country, and it's just this trickle, you know, this rapid waterfall effect. And so you need to make sure that people understand that, right? That they don't just think about their friends and family, because oftentimes, we all know this, some of our best friends and family don't even want to buy what we're selling for whatever reason. I see that all the time. Like, some of my best friends have still never tried this, and I've been doing it for 3 years, but I don't care because I've got plenty of other customers and stylists that want it. Okay. So you got to get people out of their heads that they're not going to have people interested in the product. Okay, back to, and I'm going to go, I see there's a question. The screen share. So the things I'm showing them when I'm sharing my screen, okay? All the Facebook groups, right? The stylist groups, the graphics groups, the nail fees group is huge because they're like, where do you get all those pictures of the nails? I show them the nail fees group and I show them how easy. You just search the name of a set and you're gonna get more pictures than you know what to do with, right? So I'm showing them that as well. I'm showing them the incentives that we do within our team, within the company, all those things. Okay, but the other really cool thing that you can show them is our virtual office, okay? You show them, you can't show them your commission because that's gonna show how much you make and we're not allowed to do that, but I do show them the income disclosure document. You can do that. But in the VO, I'm showing them how easy it is to see your customer orders, how it shows you when they've printed, when they've shipped, that you can click on the tracking, that you can sort by name, search by name, all the reports you can run, what the graphical tree looks like, all those things I am walking them through. Because I think it really helps when they see how easy it is to navigate. And if you don't think our virtual office is easy to navigate, you were not here from the beginning, because those of you that were can attest, it was a hot mess, okay? It's amazing now. Far beyond anything I could have ever imagined. We used to do everything by hand. Like if you were trying to see if you could hit your next rank, you had to draw it all out and just hope that you got it right and see if at the end of the month your rank increased. So what we have now is incredible, and you need to really talk it up when you're showing them, when you're showing it to your potential stylist. So, okay, there's a question here. How do you show the app on Zoom? So I don't really show the app on Zoom, Rochelle, other than just, I pull it up on my phone and I just show them like, hey, this is our app. And if you click on here, you can do all the trainings. I don't walk them through it. I mean, I guess you could probably just hold it up and be like this and, you know, show it to them. I don't think it's necessary. Again, I try not to get too into the nitty gritty. It's just supposed to be, you know, like an overview of everything that we have to offer. Okay, can you talk about the follow-up? Okay, so we've done the Zoom call, right? I've showed them everything. I'm super excited the whole time I'm talking, right? Because we all know this is like the best business in the world. And then follow-up, what do you do? So I let them ask all their questions at the end, of course, and then I end the meeting. I immediately message them after the meeting and just tell them, thank you so much for joining the call. I really hope, you know, you learned a lot. I am here if you have any other questions. Please let me know what you're thinking. Something like that. Just a quick little message, send it off. Most people reply right away. Thank you, it was great. Let me think about it, whatever. And then I follow up with them usually the next day. I'm not really afraid of follow-up, and I think, you know, we all know that follow-up is so important in this business. So I'll send a message the next day and just ask them, hey, did you have any additional questions? Anything I can answer for you? If you guys have listened to me train at all, you know I try to keep things super simple. So you're never going to get a paragraph from me. You know, if you're a potential stylist, you're never going to get a paragraph from me asking them what they're thinking. Did you know, you remember you get this, and this. I don't do that. My tactics are very simple. So it would be a 1 to 2 sentences max. Okay. And then they'll give you, you know, whatever it is they're thinking, and then you can go from there. So, I mean, Heather, to answer your question, basically follow-up is simple for me, and it's done over Messenger or however I communicate with those people. Okay. I was talking really fast. We were only 20 minutes in. I feel like I kind of, you know, hit everything that I wanted to hit though. I'm gonna just scroll through and see if I've still got faces here. People are still listening, that's good, okay. So before I just keep blabbering on, I wanna take any questions. I know Claire, you said you have some observations that I would love to hear. And let's go from there. So Claire, do you want to unmute yourself? If you can't, I can try to do it.
Hi, Kristin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So what I found, I've done 3 of them now, and I think they're fantastic, by the way. I absolutely love them. A couple of good ones, one a bit dodgy, but what I have found is a lot of the women that I'm talking to and following up with, for whatever reason, haven't joined my VIP group. So I did one outside of my VIP group. It wasn't public, so I can invite the friends that friended me. Mm-hmm. That I know I've been talking to, and I found that really effective. That's just an observation.
Great.
So I don't just keep it to my VIP group. The other thing that I've noticed is with the women on my team, I've been talking to them about this, and they're sort of senior stylist, team leader stage, and they're a little bit wary and not confident. So what I've asked them to do is literally mirror everything that you've taught me that I do, to invite their people, their VIPs, and then we have a common Zoom link. So then they all group in, like if 6, and then they all group in, and I run it, and all their friends think they're the only 6, they get their prizes. And that's also been really effective, because it's like, getting other, what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I think that's great. I think you would, and I've heard other people doing that too, that they say, I think Danette had mentioned that, one of my girls, Meredith, has done that, where it's like, if you're not ready to lead your own, totally fine, invite your people to mine, and you still be there and they can still see you. And I think that's great. Of course, I think, the more you can do, someone is doing their own, the more confidence the potential stylist is going to have in you as a leader, right? And be more excited to join you. So I know this stuff is scary at first, but it's kind of like anything else. You do it once, and after that, you feel so much more comfortable. So, but yeah, thank you, Claire. You said you had 3 observations. That was
yeah. And the other one, this is the third one I did was a flop. There was 5 women that said they were going to join. And I followed up just before I was supposed to Zoom, and 4 of them didn't say anything. So I did a one-on-one.
Great.
I don't care. I'll do one-on-one. You never know. They could be your next national. So that worked out well too.
Absolutely. So the same thing has happened to me, where I had a couple people, message me right before saying they're not going to be able to make it. And so then I just did private ones with them. And even in the private, like someone joined, she was like, all right, I'm in, within just a few minutes. So it doesn't have to be a big group call. And again, always invite more than you're willing to take on, because more people than you're willing to have on the call, because as we know, people are always going to flake, right? So make it seem really exclusive. It's 6 only, well, people aren't really counting. So then, let's say you've already got your 6, then you can post and say, I've still got room for 2 more, right? So always have a few more RSVPs coming than you actually think will make the call. Okay. I'm going to look at the chats here. How do you follow up when you get a no? Well, Jill, it totally depends on what kind of no am I getting, right? If the no is, no, it's just not for me right now, then I might ask and say, oh, may I ask what's kind of holding you back at this time? Go from there. If the no is, I will tell you this, usually if someone is willing to come on this call, and that's what we're talking about right now, I don't want to get into all of, recruiting in general. We can definitely do that another time. But if someone is coming to this call, they're pretty interested. So for them to just say no and not really give you any more information is pretty unlikely. So it just really kind of depends on what they're telling you. You've got to listen to them. If they're talking about, I don't have the money right now, then I'm going to talk to them about how quickly they can earn that kit money back. I can help them with their launch party. They're going to make all of that commission. I mean, I personally made my kit money back within like 2 weeks, and everything from there has just been profit. So it just really depends, I guess, on the no is my answer, but I don't take no for an answer, if that helps. I'm not super pushy, but I am going to keep asking, unless they're just like clearly adamant, like leave me alone, then I'm not going to be annoying. So, okay, incentives. So Alicia, we are not allowed to offer any type of incentives to be on the call, to join our teams, to do anything. So, so no incentives. Yeah. Lynn, there is no downside. Same thing happened to me where I ended up having a one-on-one chat and say, yeah, Lynn, exactly. I've had, I think, 3 one-on-one, I've had 3 one-on-one Zoom calls now for girls that couldn't make the call. And it's fantastic. And so I just, when they said to me, I can't make it, I immediately said, all right, well, what's looking good for you this week? We can set one up, just me and you. Here's my schedule. So I kind of didn't let them off the hook. Are you tagging people or just posting to ask for interest? Okay, so Rochelle, I start by just inviting the ones that I want to invite. I literally go to the event, click invite, and invite those people. I then copy the link to the event, message those people. So I start with that. Then once I kind of get a feel from them, then I post the link to the event in my group, and I tag people in the comments that maybe I didn't already invite. But to be honest, if I'm thinking enough to tag them, I've probably already invited them. So at that point, it's just whoever sees it in my group. And I've gotten some people who surprised me that I didn't think, you know, I didn't invite because honestly, I didn't think they would be interested, and they hopped on once they saw it posted in my group. Somewhere, yes. Okay, so at one point, some people, I heard some people were offering things to do the call. We're not supposed to do that. So look, guys, like, no one here wants to be the policy police. Apparently it can be construed as incentivizing the kit if you are offering somebody something to hop on the call. I don't necessarily agree, but we are here to follow the rules as we hear them. So being able to offer them something to hop on the call, not something we're supposed to really be doing. So. I'm like sweating over here. Okay, do you post follow-up info in the event after? Heather asked that. I haven't, and that's a great idea. I probably should be doing that. Follow-up info in the event after. You know, to be honest, I think it's just because they were successful. Like, I got the, you know, majority of the people to join, but I didn't really think to do that. And then I'm just personally followed up with those people one-on-one. The ones that came to the call and didn't join, I just messaged them one-on-one. So no, I didn't post anything in the event after, but no harm in doing so. I did, thank you for asking, because this reminds me, I did post in my group how successful the call was. So I said, you know, oh my gosh, I had my call and, you know, 4 out of the 6 women joined. So I have done stuff like that. And that way people get excited, like, oh, I got to get, what did these people hear that they like so much? I got to get in on that next opportunity call. So I think that's a really great idea. Okay, I did my first one the other night. One wants to start, but wants to wait until the fall line is in the kit. I don't know exactly when the fall line is going to be in the kit. So, you know, it's not something that you can promise to them, but what I would tell that person is that if they join now, they'll be able to purchase those fall kits for themselves at a discount. So who cares if they're getting them in their kit or not? They're going to be able to buy them at a discount. So would you be willing to create a mock opportunity event? Yes, absolutely, Tanya. I will just make a mock one so that you can see all the posts. Yes, for sure, I will do that. That's easier than me trying to, like, invite you guys all to the other one. The only thing I ask you guys is, if I'm sharing my posts, you've got to change them up. If all of us are putting the exact same things word for word, we're going to end up in Facebook jail, and I can't have that. So yes. Okay. Do you click going on certain people? No, I do not click going so they see the notification. Oh, yes, Claire. If somebody says, oh, this is what I've done. If someone clicks maybe, I ask them, hey, do you mind if I just change it to going, so that way you see my posts in the event? So I have done that. I've never just put someone from, like, not going to going, unless they said that they want to go and they just don't know how to do it themselves. But yeah, because if someone is not marked as going in your event, they're not going to get notified when you post. So yeah, good point. Christine actually has a question for Claire. Claire, did you say you posted the link to the event on your personal page? I don't think you posted the link to your you just created it through your personal page, right?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I created it in my personal group. Correct.
Yeah, in your personal page, not like not through your VIP group. Yeah, okay. Okay, I feel like I flipped all of my current potential people. I teased it in a Zoom and 2 ladies joined. Should I still try it before I rebuild my VIP? I would start, Rochelle, maybe right now you need to switch your focus to doing parties and then going from there, getting new fresh blood into your group, and then set up a new call. But again, don't make assumptions. Don't say you feel like, you know, all of the people have already joined that are going to join, because those people will surprise you. So I wouldn't stop. I would just, you guys, I would make this part of, like, your monthly routine, whether you have 1 of these calls a month or 2 of them a month, to just, like, get it, you know, be this regular thing for you. You're going to get more comfortable, and your VIPs are going to know that you do them. So, you know, who knows, they might invite somebody to the group that they think would be interested. So, okay, would love a mock event. Yes, I will do one. How do you get people to join? I'm not sure if you mean customer. Marcella's asking, how do you get people to join? I feel like I have a hard time getting customer. I don't know if you just mean joining Color Street or joining the call. But if you mean joining Color Street, then, which I think you probably do, we're going to save that for another time. Like we can do there are so many trainings out there, you guys, on recruiting. I have videos on my best enrolling tips. We've got them from Ashley South, who's obviously top enroller, like month after month. So, there are so many videos out there on enrolling. That's not what this purpose of this training is today. But you can find those in all of our stylist groups and on YouTube. Mine are on YouTube too. So. Okay, Claire had a strange idea. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay, what is it, Claire? You're on mute. Unmute.
I come out with the strangest ideas, and I'm sure you'll blow it off. But listen to this. You know how we ask people to host parties for us, right?
Yes.
Why don't we ask someone that is sort of sitting on the fence to host a Be Your Own Nail Boss party event? So she can invite every single one of her friends who might be considering doing something as a side gig. I'm sure if she invited an index of 100, only about 5% would join. But why not? What have you got to lose?
I think that's a fabulous idea. You always come up with out of the box things, which I love. So I think anything is worth a try, you guys. Like, what is the worst that can happen? Nobody shows up to the call, then okay, you just saved yourself an hour of time that night. Like, who cares? Just try it. See what happens. I think that's a wonderful idea. Okay, I don't see any more questions in the chat. Lynn, if you're still here, if there's anything else that you wanted to ask or have me touch on, please let me know. If anybody, I saw you unmuted yourself. What's up?
Oh, I don't have anything extra to add. I just wanted to say thank you for doing this. All of the information is tremendous. Sorry I don't have my video on. My kids keep running behind me. But I really, really, really appreciate you doing this for everyone. Thank you so much.
Oh gosh, my pleasure. Absolutely. And I will, like I said, you guys, these are working. They are working for a lot of us. So try it. Just go out of your comfort zone and try it. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel. And it's fun. It's nice to, I do so much over Facebook and, Messenger. It's really nice to actually see the people that, are thinking of joining your team, and for them to feel that connection to you and to be able to talk to you and see you. I think it's really, really important. And it's something that, as a society, we're just not doing as much, especially now. So I think it's a tremendous idea. Okay, another question. Do you ever find people nervous to participate in a group? Yeah, so the first call I did, Heather, everyone popped on and their videos were on and they were smiling and it was wonderful. And then the next one I did, only like one, at first only one of the 5 even had their video on, and it was just me talking to these blank screens. And at first I was like, oh, it's fine, you don't have to. And then I said, you know what guys, I'd really prefer if you can please just turn your videos on so I can see your faces. And it was so much better. So yeah, nobody really wants to, everyone's afraid of how they look on Zoom and this and that. But as much as you can get people to actually, be an active participant, I think that's really, really important. So yeah, I hope that helps here. But they don't have to talk. Like if they just want to come and listen, that's okay. Like I'm not going to force anybody. I just think it makes for a better call for everybody if people are actively engaging. Okay, anything else? If anybody at this point wants to unmute and ask a question, please feel free. I'll give it a little time here. Let me just scroll through and see if anybody is unmuting and waiting to say something. I don't think I see anything. Okay, so here's, little action plan here. I will create a mock event. Maybe Lynn, I should do that through the Dream Street, then everybody can see it. So let me know if you think that's a good idea. And I'm not gonna go in and post, like I said, I spread my posts out. If I post the event a week before I'm gonna have it, one day I do, if I do a post every day leading up to that, I'm not going to do that in the mock one because I don't have the time to go in and post it every day for the next week. I will just do all the posts and I'll mark it like day 1, day 2, day 3. Again, you guys, so important. Do not copy my words verbatim, please, 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 please. Get an idea from it. The graphic's fine, but even that, be careful, do your own thing. Mine is not the same every single time either. Like if we have something else going on in the company, then I'm going to post about that. So this mock event is going to be, would be ever evolving for any anybody, or the opportunity event would be evolving. So the mock is not going to be something you're going to follow 100% to the T forever. So
you also want things to sound like you too. So if something's coming from me, it's going to sound different than if it's coming from you.
100%. And I think that, you know, sometimes we see people who are super successful and we think like, I'm just going to do exactly what they're doing. If I follow that to a T, you know, I'm going to be the highest enroller in Color Street this month. You know, it just doesn't work that way, you guys. Like, you have to be you. You know, you will, you know, it's that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe or whatever. You know, people are going to like you for you. If they're already buying from you, if they're coming to your event, it's because they see something in you that they like. So be yourself. And yeah, that's all any of us can really do. So, okay, so I will create the mock event. I will post the notes. I'm going to just edit them a little bit. I will post that, or I'll send it to you, Lynn, and you can upload it as a file to the Dream Street team. And we'll go from there. All right. I think that's it. Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope it was helpful, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.